quick activity for folks tonight. Sorry, I'm really short, so the microphone can't move. And so that's to look to your neighbor and tell me the country that your shirt is coming from. And tell me a couple of the countries.
Honduras.
It might not have tags.
Okay, what countries are people's shirts from? Thailand. Myanmar.
Honduras.
Dominican Republic. Fiji. Sri Lanka. China.
Honduras.
Peru. So, other than a very brief geography lesson, the reason that I do this is to remind people that tonight we're going to talk about things kind of up here, right? The global economy and how it's part of, the system that we live in. But it's also important to recognize that we're part of the global economy because we put a shirt on in the morning, or because we eat a bowl of rice, or have some apples. So all of these things potentially are done by workers all around the world. And so tonight you'll hear some incredible testimonies, but also you should remember that there's millions of other testimonies, both of US workers and workers all around the world, that all touch the products that we consume daily. So, and here's my disclaimer for the evening, which is that while tonight we will focus on Wal-Mart, don't think that gives everyone else a pass. The reality is that Wal-Mart is the largest, and so that's why we focused on Wal-Mart. But that doesn't mean that Target's any better, or that Nike or Gap is someplace that you should run into instead. So in a lot of ways, it's just important to remember that, but we're not going to focus as much on those corporations, unless you guys have questions later on. So a couple of facts. Walmart does more business than Target, Home Depot, Sears, Kmart, Safeway, and Kroger combined. Walmart is the largest private employer in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Walmart has over 800 facilities in Mexico alone. The CEO of Walmart, Lee Scott, makes about 50,000 times that of the average Chinese factory worker. For every Walmart supercenter that opens, 2 local supermarkets close. In the US, 92% of the sales associates, which is the lowest paid position in Walmart, are held by women. 2 out of 3 management positions are held by men. Not only does Walmart's poverty level wages and insufficient benefits force thousands of employees to resort to Medicaid, but many workers are also using food stamps and housing assistance. This has become referred to as the Walmart tax, because we as US citizens are paying at least $1.5 billion a year to subsidize these programs that Walmart is encouraging their employees to take part in. So these are just a few facts, and I'm sure some folks in the audience have even more, so I'm sure you can look up others, but this maybe will whet your appetite. And so my name is Trina Toko. I'm with the International Labor Rights Fund. So Nora will come up a little bit, and so she works with me as well. And so we are part of an organization based in Washington, D.C. We've been around for about 20 years, and we focus basically on products. So what happens to products before they get to the stores where we buy them. So whether it's Bridgestone, Firestone tires that are unfortunately being produced on Liberian rubber plantations with the use of child labor, or our chocolate bars that sometimes are touching the hands of children picking the cacao in West Africa, or tonight you'll hear about garment factories in India and the cut flower industry in Colombia. These are all products that we just go about our daily lives using. And so in addition to doing research, we also do campaigning, public education like this to make sure that we're reaching folks like you. So we've been going all through Oregon and Washington for the last 2 weeks talking to people. And so our campaign with Walmart started with something fairly simple, which was that our partners around the world started coming to us talking about one company. or started saying, we're seeing this label a whole bunch, and we don't really know very much about it. And so over the years, we started to see more and more partners talking to us about Walmart clothing labels. And so with that, these workers came together and decided to file a lawsuit against Walmart. And so the workers in China, Swaziland, Nicaragua, Bangladesh, and Indonesia all filed a class action lawsuit against Walmart in 2005 using US contract law. And so they're particularly talking about the code of conduct that Walmart has. So who in the room can tell me what a code of conduct is? I'm sure some folks can. UW has one. Okay, 10 words or less. Somebody go. Rod.
Code of conduct is principles which an institution says that things that they do says that there should be certain ethical things that should be considered in production of a good or whatever business they're involved in.
Yeah, so Rod was saying a set of principles, a set of standards or rules to which companies kind of say that their supply chain will run, within those conditions. So things like minimum wages, health and safety. But so what's particularly interesting about Walmart's code of conduct is that it's actually a contract, because Walmart and the suppliers sign on the dotted line saying that they agree to pay minimum wages to the factory workers, that they will have health and safety, that they'll implement the laws that are actually in most of the countries that Walmart is producing. So because of this, these workers have come together to say that our contract has been violated because this code of conduct is not being followed in so many of the factories that Walmart uses. And so these workers are the third-party beneficiaries, and so that is moving through the courts. And so that's just one of the things that started off this momentum for us to continue to talk about Walmart's supply chain. So the one question that I get repeatedly, though there's many, but one in particular is, so what can we do? So you're going to hear some incredible testimonies, but it's important for us to also think about, so what can we do as individuals? And it sounds like we'll also talk a little bit about how you can join different groups and things like that. But so there's 4 things. So I'm going to mention 3, and Nora will do the last one. And so that's to communicate directly to the brands that are part of the problem. So whether it's Nike making stuff for University of Washington, or for Walmart, that's using workers all around the world. The idea is to let these companies know that you're concerned about these issues. So for Walmart, I have postcards that I'll pass around later on that people can sign. Or who's been to Walmart in the last month? Yeah, there's just not Walmarts in Seattle. So oftentimes, about 50% of the audience raise their hands. So we tell those folks, if you're in a Walmart next time, drop off a postcard, or so you can also mail them in as well. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to shop responsibly. And so what we're encouraging is that over the next 12 months, you commit to buying at least one thing that's fair trade certified or union made. So who knows where you can buy fair trade certified products in Seattle? Yeah. 10,000 villages. Okay, 10,000 villages. Do you have the store here? Awesome. Okay, cool. 10,000 villages. Yeah.
Cafe Allegro and Bulldog News on the app have fair trade certified coffee.
Okay, so yeah, Seattle's a whole coffee thing. So right, it seems to be lots of fair trade certified coffee available. But so what about union made products?
You can go to the FSL or State Labor Council websites.
Mm-hmm. So shopunionmade.org is where you can go, and sometimes you can actually go into department stores and they might carry, but there's generally a seal that says union made on them. So the idea is to use your dollars in a positive way at least one time over the next 12 months.